Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I am Elizabeth, and today on this channel I'm going to be showing you how I made this beautiful dress. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel and turn on your notification button to be notified on when I drop a new video. So I'm going to be using this material for my illustration first before transferring to my real fabric. So here I'm going to be marking the back, which is 15 divided by 2 will give us 7.5 plus half inch give us 8. Then I came down by 5 inches, then I marked the 8. Usually it's supposed to be 4, but I like when it comes down a bit and very firm at the armhole point. Then I came down to rule it. I marked same 8 that I mark at the upper part at the 8 side and roll it down. Here you see, after ruling it, I'm just going to make my cuff. If you are not good using your hand for free cuts, you can use your French cuff. So I came here at that 5 to mark 7.5. At the upper part I marked 8. At the 5 I marked 7.5 to give me a slant line. Then I'm just going to cuff it just like I'm doing. So after cuffing it, I'll come to the neckline and mark the neck. I'll come in by 3 and I'll go down by 3. That's 3 by 3. I'm just going to cuff it too. So I'll come down by 1 inch and just slant it to give it that slanting. Most people use half inches because they don't add enough allowance to the down part, but I make sure my pieces is having enough allowance at the down part. That is why I'm able to remove 1 inch. So now I'm just going to mark my bust. The cup for this bust is 10. I'll go down by 10.5, then mark the circumference, which is 31, and then I'll come down by 16 for the waist, for the half length of the waist, then mark my waist, which is 25, and add my allowance. So after cutting everything out, I'm just going to come down and mark 7. This cowl neck, I don't want it to be too exposed. I don't want to expose the cleavage, so I'm just going to come down by 7 instead of 8. I guess 8 was going to be too much, so I came down by 7, and then I marked it and cut it. I'm not going to cut it all through, just going to leave just a little bit out. And so this is it, me placing it on my fabric. So I'm just going to arrange it properly here, just the way I'm doing. Make sure that your whatsoever you're using, whether you're using a lining, a rough material left, or you are using your pattern paper, make sure that is placed properly, that anywhere is not folding. So I left an 1 inch allowance at the lower part. I'm still going to cut it eventually, but just to be on the safer side. So I went ahead to cut it out just the way I'm doing. And so coming to the back, I don't want it to be as low as the one in the picture. Place the back picture and the front picture here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. The one in the picture. So I had to remove 7 from the upper part, and here I'm marking the waist. After removing my back, make sure you put your zipper allowance. Do not forget the zip allowance. So I marked the waist, then removed 7 from the upper part and came down by 10.5. 10.5. I'm not supposed to put an armhole here. I totally forgot that it was not going to be off shoulder what's it called, dress. So here I totally forgot, but when I was sewing the gown I had to lock it. Please, if it's not necessary, do not put an armhole. You do not need an armhole if yours is going to be very low. But if it's not going to be as low as the picture, and I mean really low, you can add your armhole allowance. But if it's really low, do not put allowance. So after marking my bust, my waist, then I came to mark the armhole and I slit the back. Like I said, it was not necessary. I didn't need it. I eventually blocked it. It didn't spoil. It was, let me say, it was very, very firm at the end of the day, and I achieved what I wanted. It was not really low, like it was not that low. It was okay, very fine. So I went ahead to cut it out. Then coming to the down part, I came down to fold my front. I used my hips in folding it. Our hips is 34 divided by 4. Then I placed it on the back and I marked my zipper allowance, don't forget. Then I placed it on each other so I can cut all at once. I don't want a double work here, guys. So I placed it on each other after cutting the rest of the fabric out and the zipper allowance after I slit it into 2. Then I came up to the waistline to mark the waist, which is 25, and I added my allowance. It's not going to be having a dart, so I didn't bother adding the dart allowance. So I just marked the waist and added my allowance to it. So I came down by 9 inches and marked my hip line. So I came in 34 divided by 4. So I added my allowance to it. Then the down part, I didn't cut the shape out immediately. I made it a straight skirt first. So I came down to the last part, the length, the full length. Then I marked the measure. I removed what's it called? I'm very sorry, guys. I removed 5 inches from my hip. Yes, I removed 5 inches. I didn't want it to be too pencil because it's covering her legs. so I don't want mine to be too pencil at the down part, so that's why I removed 5 inches. But if you want yours to be a pencil, really pencil at the lower part, you can just remove 6. So after removing 5, I marked my allowance, then I connected my lines together and cut it out. So coming back to the upper part, after cutting it out, then I came to cut the facing for it. I cut the facing for the front, and I also cut out a facing for the back. So coming back to the flared by the side, the flared by the side. So I came back to use my material for it, the lining material, just to save my fabric, and I marked 5 by 4. I'm folding it now, 5 by 4. Please don't mind me, I didn't use a tape rule, just using the high. So I'm just going to pin it down. Now I just remove one inch from the upper part, and down I marked 5. And I went ahead to cut it out. Then here I removed one from the upper part. So I'm just going to be using this one to cut the flared. You can cut as much as you want, just to make it very full. So this is the first one I'm cutting, and I went ahead to do this to the rest of the fabric remaining. I had to cut it out, and I did this over and over till I was left with no material. So for the flared, I'm just going to cut it at one end. Thank you guys for watching this video, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Turn on that notification button. Thank you. Bye bye.